Hi, this is a demo for FB60 manual invoice vendor booking, and today we are going to perform a demo for the manual process, the Winshuttle template creation with loop, and then we are going to test the template that we created. To, to start with, we are going to input FB60 and then provide the company code manually, and then hit enter. Here we have to provide the header data, so the vendor. We could put a reference number, or it's optional, so we could have the invoice date. Then what is important is the amount, and we could also add text if that is part of the use cases. Then next important field is the GL account number and the amount. We could also add more information here, but it's up to you. And we have to complete the line item, make sure that it is equal to the header amount. So here I click enter to record the line item, and then if you notice that we have a balance of 500, so here we need to add a line item by selecting the first row, and then we insert a new row, and we could add the balance amount. So this is one option, or you could just add it below. It's up to you. So now we save to post the invoice. So we have our document number here below. So afterwards, we go to Winshuttle template creation. So the first step is to go to transaction and then click create from SAP recording. So here we are asked to log on. So I have already my advanced login set up. So I was just go to auto login and then select the client and then click OK. Now we are asked to provide a transaction code, and then we can start recording. So here basically we can just repeat the manual process, but for FB60 we are going to have special steps because we are going to perform a loop. So here step 1 is to add a company code, and then we are going to add the header data, so it's the same as before, the vendor, invoice date, could put an amount, then we click enter just to record the header information. And now we put the line item details. Okay, and then we insert a new row because we are going to use this for our loop. So it is important to use that functionality if you want to create a loop. Okay, the balance is 0, so we can click save, and then Winshuttle is going to record all the steps that we just performed. Here's your document number. So now it's compiling all those information that we send to the software. So later on we are going to ask to do the mapping. This will just take a couple of minutes or seconds. Okay, it's finished. So now we had a functionality to either drag and drop, but here we could also select auto map. But on this example, we are going to use the drag and drop functionality of Winshuttle. So we could select the rows that we would like to map, and then we could go to the columns and drag to assign. Okay, there you go. So we are going to perform a loop for this functionality. So we have to go to the expert view. So here, earlier I mentioned that we need to create a loop. So we need to insert a row. So this is the part where we insert the row. This is the sub screen to insert a row. So we just need to duplicate that row. And then we create a loop from row 15 down to row 26. Okay. Then go to create loop and make sure that your loop identifier is correct, and then click OK. Go to run button, and here you could save your script, both your Excel template as well. And then from here onwards we could adjust the columns. It's like an Excel spreadsheet. It works the same. Then we could add several entries for our testing, because in a situation sometimes there could be more than one let's say line item level to be offset to the header amount. So we could have that kind of scenarios. So I need to make sure that the amount and the line item is equal to the amount and the header level. So as mentioned, we could have multiple entries in the template, because this is the main functionality of Winshuttle, to automate the volume driven transactions. So just creating different scenarios here. So again, make sure that it is equal. And then we could go to publish and make sure that it is published, because when you send the Excel template, if it is not published, then the user have to browse for the script so that he could use the Excel template. But if we publish it, then there's no need to browse for the script in order to run it in the Excel template. So here I need to remove this part because the header is 3000, so I need to make sure that the line item is also 3000. So we could click run to test our template if it is working. And if you notice, in just a very short period of time, we could have the document number created. Imagine that if you have 100 line items to book, then it will take you a lot of time. But with the template, it is very quickly. So here I'm also trying to use the Excel template. So just click that Excel button and automatically it will open an Excel spreadsheet with the rows and columns that we have recorded. So here I'm gonna show you guys how we work with the Excel. So pretty much the same. So we go to the Winshuttle run, but you have to log on back to your Winshuttle. So this will just take you a couple of seconds. Okay. So I'm removing this part because we are going to do a retest. Then log on to SAP. So again, make sure you set up your auto login so that it will be much faster. And now we could start using our template. So here I also show you the skip indicator. So if you want blank or if you want the backslash or the forward slash. So I click run, then it's the same thing. It will provide you the document number. Winshuttle also has this functionality in case you don't want to click run because you wanted to make sure that it is validated. Then you could click validate to see if all the line item is successfully created. See, if there's no error, then it will show you success. Then once it is all successful, then there you could click the run button. Okay. But in cases that there are some mistakes on your entries, so the validate function is really important in this kind of situation. But again, it doesn't matter because if you click the run button and there is some error on the amount, error on the gel account, it will still give you the same error. But those that are correct will be posted already. But with validate, you have the chance to correct the entry first before you send it for posting. So that's it.